Hello, I am going to show you today my new little black box by LimeLight by Alcone. It is the new way to hold your makeup. It's super sleek. I got some makeup on it already. It's solid, not heavy. You can hold it with one hand pretty easily. It's got the LimeLight logo on it. And then when you open it like this, it's got a little mirror and storage space. It can hold probably 6 blushes or foundations. I've got the new Onyx collection eyeshadows in there. And then what's really cool is this piece comes out. Let me pull from both sides. This tray actually comes out. It's a cute image of my face, I'm sure. Like this, so you could hold it while you're doing your makeup or while you're doing someone else's makeup. And then there's more storage down below. So obviously you see a lot of empty space in this, so you know I have a lot of room to add more things. But everything I use in here, I'm going to just use, or everything I have in here is what I'm going to use to do my makeup. So first, and a couple other things, I guess. So I'm going to put some primer on. This is just a priming spray. I'm going to use the blender sponge, and I'm actually started wearing Olive One because my normal shade Gina Beige was not in stock, so I just started using Olive One, and it actually works really well. Especially as it starts to get into sunnier months when I might get a little bit of a color added to my skin. But you can see it covers up all my acne scars, covers up redness and pimples. It even can cover up some freckles. It's fantastic. If this is too much coverage for you and you don't want to cover up your freckles, you can add a little bit of moisturizer and it'll actually make it a little bit more sheer. So it won't have quite as thick coverage. Or not thick, but full coverage. It's definitely not thick. It doesn't feel like it even has anything on your skin. It's a wax-based foundation. So it kind of sits on top of your skin instead of sinking into your pores like a liquid. And it's not powdery because it's not a powder. So it gives you this amazing coverage that just looks super natural. It just looks like skin. And it doesn't feel like you've got anything extra on. And I just kind of tap it on. I'm doing this kind of quick. And I do have a lot of bright lights on me right now, so you can see the makeup. So it does kind of wash out my chest a little bit. So in a mirror, this is the same color, but in the camera, it looks a little off. But trust me, it matches. So then the next thing I do is I use a little bit of this white powder, which is a pressed powder. And it's just a translucent powder. And it just sets your makeup, absorbs any excess oil. It just gives it a really nice finish. Kind of mattifies everything. I could use concealer and everything else, like under my eye, but I'm just going to keep it super simple. This is the blush color I'm going to use on the apples of my cheeks right here. And I will link below all the colors that I used and where you can get them. I like this blush because it's got a little bit of a shimmer. And I really like natural looking makeup. I don't like makeup to be too extreme. So the look that you'll see me do almost always is very natural. Then I'm going to grab this blush, this darker colored blush. And I like this one kind of up higher. Just to kind of blend into that lighter one. Just give it a little bit more pop of color. And I can adjust my lighting so you can see like it's a little bit brighter than it looks when I have my lighting up more. So that lighting's probably a little better. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a touch of bronzer. I'm not a huge bronzer person, but a little bit is sufficient. So I just tap it a little bit in the spots where the sun would hit my face, where you tend to be a little bit darker. Get my hair out of my way. Does anyone else have bangs that are always in the way? Okay, so then I'm going to do a really basic brown eyeshadow. We are going to use just some of these brushes here. First, I'm going to do a really light taupe color. It's a sand color. I'm going to do that all over. And I just barely touch it, and then I tap off the extra because this stuff is super pigmented. I'll show you what it looks like out of the, I'm going for this color right here. So you can see it's just really light, but when you put it on, it's way darker than it looks in the palette. And the great thing about these eyeshadows is you can customize your palette. So if you ever bought a palette and you only liked like 3 or 4 of the colors in like a 8-well palette, that will not happen with these products because you can pick your colors and just buy the ones you want and the ones that you'll use. So that's a really great base color. I'm going to take a little bit of, my dog is here to say hi, but she's too low so you can't see her. I'm going to take a little bit of this darker ashy brown color, and I'm going to kind of get it on that corner and in the crease. And there's no, like, I am not a pro, and I always end up fixing my mistakes as I'm going. So I just, oh, that's the wrong color. I just like to get the color on and then go back and blend. When you're watching a lot of people's makeup tutorials, you're like, oh my gosh, they're so perfect. And they probably did a lot of outtakes to get it that way. I don't. I just go live, or I just do it in one recording. I edit a couple things, but I'm not gonna be perfect. So that's why I look how I do, because I'm not perfect. And then I need my blender brush. Then a brush like this is really great for blending, because I want that all to kind of melt into one gradient. And if you go too high with the dark, that's okay, because we're going to add a lighter color that will soften it up. Just like that. And you can even bring it down a little bit. Smoke it out a little bit. I'm more of a natural person, so that's a little bit date nighty for me, which is good because it's date night. And then I'm going to go in with, from the Onyx collection, this one right here is called Winter White. And I'm going to do that one right under my brow. So like I said, if you got dark there, it's okay. We're going to cover it up. You can always just blend. Blending fixes almost everything. There's very few problems with makeup that a little bit of blending can't hurt. Can't resolve. And that little bit of white on the inner corner really brightens up my eyes. That's why I do that. And then I take a liner brush, and I really like brown eyeliner. I like black too, but brown is really nice, and I just like to use a more ash base brown. And I'm just going to touch it in there. See how well that works? Funny faces and all. Just like that. And then I'm going to do some on the top lashes. Or the top eyelid, I guess, waterline. And when you do that, when you do the liner underneath your lashes like that, it's called tight lining. You can see it just makes your eyes look more bold. It makes the whites look whiter. Which will help you look more awake and pretty. Just like that. So we are almost done with this look. Sometimes I do liquid liner, but I actually really like this no liner look with just the tight lining and the eyeshadow underneath. I'm going to put everything back in my set. So this is all how it goes. I could even have used this mirror as I was going if I was on the go. I could throw this in my gym bag if I wanted to grab it and do my makeup at the gym after I work out, or if I needed touch-ups, which rarely happens with my makeup, just like that. So then, get my brushes put away a little bit. The last 3 steps, I'm going to use a finishing spray. And a finishing spray just kind of helps hold everything together, and it gets you a little bit more of a youthful appearance. It can help, this one helps minimize the looks of fine lines and wrinkles, but you do it before mascara. Trying to get some of my foundation off my lips. Okay, then I'm going to eventually use this mascara. This is the LimeLight Perfect Mascara. And for a while I was doing lash extensions, like individual extensions, but I need more practice with those because they would look good, but they were not lasting very long, so I feel like I wasn't gluing them properly. So this mascara is like the easy way. Like anyone can do this look, I promise you. And especially if you get it all and you put it all in one little box, it doesn't take up space. It's super organized. Like I said, you could do it in the gym. Do it in your car if you're not driving. Don't be one of those girls like driving and putting your mascara on. Your mascara is not that important. And my husband just got home and he's talking to the dogs, and we treat them like children, so they're like, oh my goodness, Daddy's home. And then I'm going to use my favorite Perfect lipstick. This one is 100. It's a perfect nude. I love doing a nude for date night because if you're going to be drinking and eating and everything else, like it just, you don't have to worry about having like the red that's wearing off on everything, and it's just really quick and easy. So this is my makeup look for the night. And again, this is the little black box that you can get from LimeLight by Alcone. If you want any more information about how to get these products, just check out the links below and I will have them all listed.